Sanje chetan sogi chonam la chancho parto rani kyapsun dagi jin so yipe chonam gi rola penchre sanje ro parasho sanje chetan sogi chonam la chancho parto rani kyapsun dagi jin so yipe chonam gi Rola Panjira Sanye Ndrupar Sanje Chedan Sogi Chonamba Chanchu Pardo Dani Kyapsunche Lage Jinso Yebe Chonamge Rola Panjira Sanye Ndrupar Semchen Tamche Dewa Tan Dewe Kyutan Lembara Semchen Tamche Zungal Dan Zungal Ye Kyutan Tawara Semchen Tamche Zungal Me Dewa Dan Mindra Warakiche Semchen Tam Nyerin Chadan Nidan Ta Pan Nyamla Nepara Gyurchi Semchen Tam Dewa Dan Dewe Kyutan Lembara Semchen Tamche Zungal Dan Zungal Ye Kyutan Tawara Semchen Tamche Zungal Mepe Dewa Tan Mindra Wari Semchen Tamche Nyirin Chadan Nidan Ta Tan Nyamla Nepara Gyurchi Semchen Tam Dewa Tan Dewe Gyutan Dembara Semchen Tamche Zungal Dan Zungal Ye Gyutan Tawara Semchen Tamche Zungal Mepe Dewa Tan Mindra Wari Semchen Tamche Nyirin Chadan Nidan Ta Tan Nyamla Nepara Gyurchi Sachibyoji Choji Mento Jironi Nyelde Yambandi Sangye Jendo Medembu Doekenanda Jinla Chevasho Yidam Guru Rana Mandala Panyataya.
Until enlightenment, I go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. By the accumulation of the practices of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Until enlightenment, I go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the accumulation of the practices of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Until enlightenment, I go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the accumulation of the practices of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss, and may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. May all sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. May all sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss. And may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. This ground, spread with incense, adorned with string flowers, Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun, and the moon, I imagine as a Buddha land, and by offering it to you, may all living beings enjoy this pure land. Thus, meeting the teaching of the peerless teacher is due to the spiritual mentor's kindness. I dedicate this virtue for all living beings to be cared for by excellent spiritual friends. Idam Guru Ratnam Mandalakam Niryatayami. Sosong.
Okay. Now, Tangbo the Nizul Yabuji do Labra.
Yeah.
Tari Nish Sergu the Sumjunila, Yorm Shikajan dos.
Yeah.
Tujichimbe Wanjan, Cherizi Wanjan,
Yeah. Laga.
Hotelata.
So I have a good news for the 20 Khajare, 29.
Nish Sergu the Sumjunila.
So 29 and 30th of May, His Holiness teaching is coming on online. So that's a good news for all of you.
Tujichimbe Wanjan, Kanga Manindo and Gaborata, Cherizi Wang Tomna Pe Missy Yabores.
So it's for our Bodicharyaavatara, translation. And then it's really good for all of us because all of us, very much liking or desire to recite our Bodicharyaavatara mantra all the time. So it's very fortunate for all of us.
Ta tenane Wang Jildamba Nipe Karsa Diyorta Semkeaji. What the Semke Digalata Page Kuzu Semke Anipe Tawatabo Karfujila Samatans Sungri Tondam Semke Kuzu Semke Dawatabo Karfu Gorgorji Samatanga race. Nani Tondam Semke de Tombani de Dojetabu and it Dojitanga Samatanga race. Tawatabu Karfu Korgor the Dojilan Tapsu and Diniji Samatanga, the Pemis will catch Muchadi or race. Can't you Wang the Dimena any Wang to pay to be a Kapucha or Kanji, Chanjuki send down, Songi to Beltawa, the Yunyan Jet Kajetishi or race.
So the gist of the the Dalai Lama, His Holiness will be on that translation. If I just discuss a little bit about that, it's the translation of our Bodicharyaavatara. The main is, you have to think about or we do visualization all the time. So during visualization, we have to means visualize something like a moon, a white or circular like a moon shape one, and that we have to visualize. And another part of the translation is for emptiness, and that resembles like a dorje. The Geshe show you, that like a dorje. So that two are very important connection. While we are getting translation from our Bodicharyaavatara, the main thing is the emptiness is or emptiness is interdependent, right? Interdependent, and that resembles like a dorje. You have to the tools that dorje that you have to visualize, and then and then the compassionate one, and that is something you have to just resemble or like for a metaphor for that one, like something like a moon. So that is we have to keep in our imagination while receiving the translation from His Holiness.
Wang Chen is empowerment, not translation.
Sorry. Yeah, empowerment, right? Empowerment.
Okay. Lui tapche Bumang de lui ki taya to sunguare. What up Bumju Pagin Tangaji de Gala, Suso Tangazan Dusul Tengur, or Garumchi Pumba, Gola Japi, Mebachigre, Mebachi de Gala, Susungola Pumba, Pe Repazamgi, Pe Pumbatu Tugazamgi, there was a Tomba Zundundene. There was any Chanjuki Sem Dani, Tombani Zundundene, the Tongi Keper, they were Keper, you like and the Samuel the Mississippi Chumba Ware. What the teaching not the one that to go, the mother, Team Mebachimatuna want to go Marta, pay cover.
So, I'm sorry, it's not translation, it's an empowerment. Thank you, Mark. So while doing, His Holiness is doing all this empowerment when we are about to receive. At that time, at the end, or when His Holiness is pouring the, the water, from the pots. At that time, we have to visualize that, that water, the drop is coming on our head, and while pouring, we have to have the desirous mind of compassionate and then emptiness. We have to have a strong desire during that particular time. even if our mind is going here and there during the transition, like sometimes we are looking to the His Holiness flowers or the seed or the behind the tupa, all this, attention is going on. But then when His Holiness is pouring the water from the pots, we have to have the immense, wishes or desire that, or some sort of feeling that now you receive both compassionate and emptiness, and then empowerment, you totally digest in your entire body. That kind of strong sense of visualization you have to have on that particular time, and then you get the like it is digestible. I mean, it is worthful. Otherwise, not.
자상하죠. 동반이 제야다. 장주기 셈이 그들래라. 당연한 제다. 나를 냠는 제 띵이마도 나즈니 냠는 제 주르도 라타에 주르도 제타에 그게요 말이지. 띵이면은 냠는 제 제가요 말이.
Okay, so this compassionate mind and then the emptiness, if whatever we are reciting, suppose here we are our Lakshara mantra or Om Mani Padme Hum, if our mind is not on the compassionate side or the emptiness, and then even if you recite, it's like a parrot, they can also say Om Mani Padme Hum, so it's just no use at all. So since we as a human being, our mind, we can tame or train, we have to have this kind of feeling of compassionate being and the emptiness. Otherwise, no use for reciting the mantra. Even the parrot can do that.
Mantala 동반이 시디가라 맞죠? 뭐부 간디지 통나, 최 간디지 통나진지매 왜 내출들라 유 통나진지요 말에 왜 내출다 낭줄다 맞죠? 율문이 연연이 통과할 율문이요 말에 소설로 밖에 또배 파샤 잠지마다매 삼로데 남남 수수 코르트부지 고할 때나 동일라 간담 타니부 차고.
So, for example, for emptiness, whenever we say emptiness all the time, but it's look like empty words, right? It's not that. Emptiness has to be, since we are all practicing for so long, we have to think that emptiness is something that, it's all the, all these things are not there. What we have seen or it's our perception. It's all depend on something like a mirage, something you see from a distance, a very beautiful or something, and that is not there actually. So that perception has to have, in everybody's mind when say emptiness, that everything is, there has to be some interdependent there. Originally, it's whatever we see, we consider it as a book, book. It's not book when we, like whatever we assume as assumption, we have to change that perception of emptiness. So if emptiness, whenever somebody say emptiness, it's come, then you are, you are good on that.
세상 낭출다 내출 맡은 바래 낭출라 수투비에 내가 유능원이에 내긴지 남겨르데 대나신이요 말에 대 동화래 대 동화 인상 내출다 가려르잖아 때는 좀데 유현 찌듯이 때는 뭐다 수투도 먼저 왔다 띠게 동동절대 따들이 수투도 주베 동화 렘베 주베 동화 랑은 주베 동화절대 동줄대 때리다.
So, for example, emptiness is, that it's when we see like what we see, we say most of the time, oh, I have seen it. Seeing is believing. It's not. Seeing you see as a book. This book is not book as such. It's not actually or automatically, arise or born as a book. But somebody made it, and then it's one page. We say one page. Why not one? We can say book for one page. It's a part of this. So it's all like. Depend on something, so everything is not of their own. Its originality is not there, like we as what we have seen it, or seeing is not, seeing is believing. Normally we said that is not true actually. So that's how we have to know the originality of how things are, and that's how we have to segregate it.
세상 아주 낭나진 짐바다 된진라 거래. 말이 봐 어떤 건진지 거래. 낭나진 된 진대간다 된진스래. 된바른진 바세. 디 말이 봐 띵용무 계약이 유도 어디지 거래.
Denzin. Mark, Denzin is conventional truth. Denzin, what is Denzin?
Denzin is grasping to things as if they have real nature. Truth grasping, as Geshe just said.
Truth grasping?
Yeah. It's holding to the opposite way that things actually exist. They look like they're real. Geshe said, Nangsul. Nangsul, they look like they're real, but Netsul is the way they actually exist. We hold on to the deception.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nature reality. Netsul de?
Nature reality is
nature reality.
Yeah. So the basic of all our negativity is coming because of based on the truth grasping. We think whatever we see is the truth. It's there's not as such. That's how the basic our negativity arises, because we tend to think everything is truth grasping the truth, or what do you say? It's like a delusion type. It's our perception is already made, like whatever we see is already as if it is a truth, which is not, because we believe this way, and that's why all the negativity arises.
제가 그 가르쳐오랬다. 하나 늘전 생기 빠지나. 대중에 낭출된 내주 맡은 바 인자 그지 제빠제네 니 낭출는지 민두 zel라고 알아. 제가 낭바다 집어지간데 누구 두 집어지간 레거래.
So even the scientists, although they they only believe when they find it. So here that reality, like a truth grasping, and the scientist also has to believe it. Otherwise, there's no other way that they cannot, because there's so at that point they also have no other argument at all. They also have to agree with this.
What 뱀미스밖에 전부 차대요. 말하죠. 다 라마니 여름에서 라마 자체진다. 동리다 장주기 셈라. 배 두규의 시부지 다 냠냠 첨부하래. 다 소소군에 매바치 되가라. 배 라트버지 제투비나 왕미투비 차라균 요 말에. 라메군이 꼬다균 로고 말에. 라마 동리로 꼬아 메간지기 왕낭이나 어디가나 분바샤다 집지 꺄래. 그게 용 말에. 라나 통일을 과메 라마라 통일을 과메나 그걸 분바자데 집지냐데 깨깨라요 말다.
So you know what, this empowerment is very important because His Holiness himself is giving us the empowerment. So there's no other in entire world or entire university universe, nobody is better than His Holiness, who is well perceived with all this, whether it's practitioner or the practice level or emptiness. So nobody can challenge him. He's the only like a living guru or living Buddha, what we called. So since we are receiving empowerment from him, we should be very lucky, and then one should have that immense sense of fulfillment when we receive when His Holiness is pouring the water from the pot. So if any other lama is it some other any other lama who doesn't even
동일의 고아 메겐 라마 찔렀다. 동일의 한 메고건 라마 찌기 왕나다당 동일의 왕 고갱을 라마 찌기 왕나기라 개버 첨부하래.
Yeah. So even if you get this empowerment from any other lama who doesn't have much of the experience as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, then there are a lot of difference. It's not the same as if the water pouring from the pumpa or the pot is as if pouring on the stone. It's almost like that. The Lama who is inexperienced in emptiness and compassion to every Lama, most of the Lama have, but emptiness, I think only the both compassionate wing and the emptiness, only His Holiness is the one, I believe.
다 여러분 정원에 다 동일라 공바진으로 죽주등주 누구도 송도아 동이 든지 수도 빼 냠용다 레기도 없이 장주기 셈라에 뭐 공바제 장주기 셈 팔절 풍여서 송도아 근데 이들가 땅원에 냠용 소소 냠용대 송고아래 때 인들가 시부지 가서 펜더 친구를 말아 장주기 셈 투기를 충디였어 송도아
오케이
인디가라 땅문에 냠용 순고다 텐데 라마 점불이 라 가버다
So His Holiness,
Oh.
so His Holiness is, he is saying that the compassionate he already had, means he's just telling his experience to all of us. He doesn't need to pretend for one. He's telling the truth for all of us. He's telling his own experience for us. So he says that he is compassionate already. He's already being a compassionate. He said he already had a practice compassion for so long. So he already, had compassion. And then also in emptiness, he has been practicing emptiness for 60 or 70 years from now. So maybe he was like 10, 12, maybe emptiness, so he's saying that, so that means it's a lot for us to receiving that, empowerment. And
Jaza, Pemisiva Ketchambore, Maranzo, that low Mambuji, Janjuki Semta, Janjuki Semta, Fungis of Tawa Ketchambore is the Lagore, Lava Labere, Lavanajin, Mambuji Tuyore, some of Tangangilla, or Tina Semnala, Soromandaji Legre. Ta money. Idam gila Cherizi, T one Jende, and Cherizi Namdul Cherizi Kusha Lombas that Yorum Jinandugala Tatel Sachi Kawazanga, 10,000 in your mare.
So we all of us are very lucky to receive this empowerment because we recite our Bodhicharya, and then His Holiness is our Bodhicharya himself, fleshy our Bodhicharya in front of you or in front of us. So it's really, really, fortunate for or privilege for all of us, who is, more than our Bodhicharya himself in front of us, who is not happy to receive those, this empowerment.
What Kanji, Pemisu Ketchumbu Chadi, Tatiri. Yeah, Mazu. Tiring Digalandona. Ta Kangi to Jingism was the water in Pombajor, Kodam de la Chata Los. Ta George Pada Dichak Disum was Karsa Cindy in Shiji Namda Monks. And in Mambichi, Omalan Lembajin, Rangin the Batan to Lavarchas Sunduas. Cindy, Yin Tung Tung, Mauna, Saint Chidani, Debe, me, Selangepa Mepa, Nevichame Chadiore. And in Mauna, Lodinju the Gaju Barulare, Yani Gaju Barula. Could Lord Tirin Ore, Kungepa Yomare, send the Yin Tungs, Shecha Namda, but Missipa Mangporo, Ganga Shin, Ganga Be, Shishizuba, Suzu. Sitting missing Hakway or Mare. He nani, Mangpala, any Changangpala Yorwa. They let Chuda Omani did Tantana, or Mother Chu, or Mother Two, Chu the Jachagor. What around to me, Namche the Vegetani. Nimbo, Chugi Nimbo, Chanjuki 7, the Fongi Tobel Tawadang. Take it any pet, Tajaniagat to Samtani. Any pet, Tejo, Nimbo the Lende. Any that Cindy some Shajala Koyaji, Timbu Yunde, Tindu Yunde, who are Shidaki Tindu Yunde, Shidaki Givachana, Gyochima Kea Yomara. And in Bay, Nimbule, the Pay Miss Ketchambres. Cindy Yundu, Shijinam Ramang, Mampichi, Oman Limbajin, Rangin Dopatan to Lamarchas, Dobakas Carrier, Mazo, Dobade, they want to go. Zuman to go Marwa. The one to go, they will you any two Shivaji. Zungal Manda Inza, Zungal Gi Gude, Fang Shivaji Guares, this word, Tundamade.
Yeah, yes. So Atisha said, Atisha is saying that life is normally, it's short when we think, if we think about that, life is short, like maybe more than 70, 80, not more than that, like, okay, 1 or 2 years more than that, somebody will leave, or somebody, even somebody die in today, he or she, born and maybe die in 2 days or immediately. This happened too. So that's how life is very short. but then, and there are a lot to learn. The Shantideva, Adisha is saying that there are a lot of things to learn, but we have no time. Time is our journey to the art is very short, like only maybe 70, 80 at the most, human life. So he's saying that we have to be very clever like swine. Swine, the tall neck who is in the water can differentiate. If you mix water and then the milk, and then give to the swine will appreciate the water, differentiate, lift the water and drink the milk. So like that, we have to read the gist of the knowledge of Dharma or all this Buddhist philosophy. The gist we have to know it, read it, and carry on our next life. Otherwise, we don't know whether we get well educated in this life, but we don't know whether that education will not help in our future life or next life where we are supposed to take rebirth. So that's how the importance of our life this time is. We have to know the Dharma, the gist. We have to, like a swan is separating the water and the milk. Like that, we have to get the gist of the knowledge of the Buddhist Dharma.
미스베케 첨부레스와 말한소다 윤도 때 직 오늘 가서 심진진 팬도요 말와 코로나는 데디요래 코로나 생긴데 누가 기라진 차디요래 가서 코로나는 대화시에 돼 누가 가 섬기 대화 문 섬지르마도 문에 대화더라고 말다 코로나가 누가 레레 가디가라니 김념레레 셔거래 Tila nga so kibung ngunzin chinde gor. Ta nga so pen me siba samlong nimpo tatan deyo marati.
So in our life, we are, always we worries all the time. We are worrisome. We worry all the time. Everything is a worry, right? Sometimes we feel a little bit of joy or happiness there. That is why, because one worry is different. It's finished. Like. That joy is just a little bit for some minute, and then we think that is the happiness, which is not actually. So that's how in every time we don't have to worry, but we have to, whatever time we left, practice dharma.
Wata tindi indikala gyundu rang semda shudadang semdani ani nyomo chodela kaso tutulji phage shuja gewe chode kaso tutu 좋아요 bego네 소소라 내봐요 bego네 대화 콤펠도 땅갑 대화 콤펠 땅에 미시면 내가 같이 버려.
So that is why in our daily life, every day, every single moment, we have to train our mind, whether negativity is coming or not. If negativity is coming, immediately, eradicate or finish that particular time, and multiple more on the positive action and positivity. So increase more, work more towards the positivity of our mindset. Our mind is the one which first bring this negativity or affliction, right? So that's how we have to train, or every single day. You yourself is a guru of your own, we said. So you have to, watch on your mind every day.
미시베케 전부 차요 레스와 지르나 리처 대화 샘서 대화 니레 리처 대화데 아주 탑시진 단다 대화 투비야요래 리처 대화 베나 렉전 잠보지나 아주 녀예요래 칼라 짐보지나 아주 녀예요래 샘서 대화데 따지기니 칼릭 수수 칼릭 게네 세멘상니 직 둠나마도
So, suppose it's very important, he said, that, the happiness may be the source of body, whether you are, happiness is, you can buy a warm clothes or nice sweater, you look good on that, you feel a little bit, happy and content, or I'm confident, that, and also some food, or a cup of coffee or Starbucks coffee.
Also dark chocolate.
Or dark chocolate, that's your favorite, then you will be very happy when you receive it. Oh, I'm locked down and I want to have this, that. But that kind of society, that kind of happiness, you can buy from, market or somewhere, or your friend can even give to you, or like that. So this kind of body happiness, the physical body, the happiness, that makes you a little bit happy. That is something, you can get from outside, you can buy from the market. But that the mind, the happiness of the mind, the calm or compassion, that mind is, nobody can, you cannot buy from. You have to practice and then how to enjoy or how to, be happy mind or peaceful mind. That entirely depend on your own self, how much you know how to practice and how you have trained or tamed your mind.
자자 다 semtor dewa yung tu gudigala ki dewa tige dochode perna zope dewa jina zopa gomne zope dewa nyomala lelo namba sunde ene pe shu chungdane ene zopa gombel tangudo temado tabshi jenda mindo misbe kechem borte gide.
So suppose the mind
zobe dochodo controleda lelo mare control da jedangni.
So suppose the mind happiness is like, suppose you are practicing tolerance, then you have to practice tolerance, and then the opposite of tolerance is what? Anger. So somebody is there who want to provoke you to get angry, and then for that purpose, you have to practice tolerance, and you can consider him or her as your guru. Without him or her, you cannot practice tolerance. So that's how, and then once you practice tolerance, you're happy. This is how only with the practice you can come. Not immediately you can react. Somebody provoke you. Definitely you see we're not out of a fool anymore. Everybody has their own attitude. So that's how this mind happiness, and we can with the time we can practice. So this is how, like, suppose the antidote for tolerance, is consider the provoker or the male or female as your guru, and then keep on practicing tolerance, and the more or better you will become, and you will be happy with the mind from within.
The shivukai chembore, Maranzo, Sementange Dewati Trubala, the Docho de Munzi Maje, Docho de Kamatu Bordo, the Muni Semtor Devasing the Kiakpe Kaburta.
So it's very important. The mind, happiness of the mind is, we first have to realize or recognize which is provoking you or making you angry or unhappiness. So first we have to recognize it. So once we recognize that, and then we have to block it without it or by using the antidote and all that. Otherwise, it's very difficult to practice, or be happy with the mind or within. So now some people, they are, living a very simple life, and they are so happy. They don't have the iPhone 6 or 7, even very, simple, but they are so happy and content. Not with the marijuana, but still, they have this. So in the mind level, we have to recognize it first, and then use the antidote. And that way we can achieve the happiness of our mind or peacefulness of our mind.
Perna chajana Gave Tawa Sum Tubala, Gave Tawa Zidugala, Docha Mepe Gave Tawa, Jedam Mepe Gave Tawa, Timu Mepe Gave Tawa Sum Tubala, Karagore, Dochaka Gudwa, Docha Mepe Gave Tawa Tubala, Dochaka Gudwa. Jedam Mepe Gave Tawa Tubala, Jedam the Kaguda, Telekundani, they touch the Rangule, Makivachi Gudwa. Timu Mepe Gave Tawa Tubala, touch it to Timu Dinzin, Makeba, they got the Timu Mepe Tawa, get to be a keg, Tapsikonamido.
Timulana.
Ignorant.
Oh, yeah, ignorant. Yeah, okay. So suppose three of example here. Suppose that greed or desire. For that purpose we have to stop the desires or that greed. Greed. We have to recognize why the greed is. Because of the greed we are not happy. So that's how we have to first recognize this is a greed. I am being very greedy. So your desire, we have to that you have to stop it by using the antidote. And then the ignorance, many things are coming with the ignorance. Suppose we are not thinking much more about the interrelatedness or interdependence. Rather we are just thinking it's dependent, independent way. So that is the one, ignorance is. We have to recognize how by using, then we can, first we have to recognize, then use the antidote. And suppose hatred, the opposite of hatred is what? Love and compassion. So if it, these three things are the main one which makes our mind or which is, which still are happiness, is the, so these three, like the greed, ignorant, and hatred. So we have to use the reverse one. What the greed, reduce the greed, okay, no problem. If I wish I can have it, but it's not, then it's no needed. I'm sufficient or self-sufficient. You can think that way. For the ignorance, learn it, and then, or learn and practice it. And then the hatred, use the love or compassion, and then achieve the happiness of the mind.
Tachi.
No.
These terms that Geshe just used, the Givitawa, these are the, technically in the Buddhist books, everyone that's here that will read them are going to read them as roots of virtue, and they are the roots of virtue of non-attachment, non-desire, non-hatred, and non-ignorance.
Oh, yeah.
Roots of virtue.
What?
Non-attachment.
Mm-hmm. Non-what? Absent.
Non-attachment.
Oh, yeah, attachment, thank you.
Non-desire.
Yeah.
Non-ignorance.
Non-ignorance, okay.
And non-hatred.
And non-hatred.
Oh.
Three, only three. Yes,
hatred, ignorance.
Di ngumuludu di sungares. Docha jedang timu me tegelani gawao. Tele dewa tamchen jungzer sungres. Docha me pegeza, jedang me pegeza, timu me pegeza sungde, eni pe gawe tsawa indiza, tele dewa kigres.
So
tele dewa tamche kigres.
Gomuludu gyasha?
Gomuludu go matawa sherab na yare.
Gomuludu Nagarjuna ra?
Nagarjuna. So Tsawa sherab la karla gana.
Nagarjuna. Tsawa sherab?
Mula manya kakareka. The foundation of the middle way.
Huh? Middle way?
Fundamentals of the middle way.
Okay. So Nagarjuna's, fundamentals of the middle way, it says that these three things are the basic root for unhappiness. So since these three are the basic roots for unhappiness, you have to reverse it. You have to do the undo of these three things. So that become a root for happiness.
Docha jedang timu sum tekilani migo asilare. Docha jedang timu sum de migo ares. Karadan dibu karayin ordan telu dungal tamjin jung labre. Sawashara chipa chikante sitaga ngachire.
So these in fundamentals of middle way, of Nagarjuna, they almost same word is saying, except that up down, like first the arrangement is little bit different. Otherwise, the except same words were there and said these are the root cause for all the unhappiness. So we have to undo all these three things and then become entire virtue, or your action become virtue. So choice is depend on ourselves. Whether we want to be unhappy, then do it. If we're happy, then don't do, undo it.
미게 자왔음데 냐는 제래 도차 자당 티무숨 땅도 랭기래 에 대완도게나 도차 메베게자 지당 메베게자 티무 메베게자 에 에게베 자왔음데 땅 냐는 제래.
Yeah. So if you want to be stay unhappiness, then do attachment, do all this desirous or ignorant or hatred. Do it, keep on doing it and multiply it, and then you will be more unhappy. But if you don't want, then do the reverse of it is, and then you will be achieve happiness and peaceful of your mind. So that's your choice. It's a democratic country. You can have your choice.
좀전에 소라 라완 탐제 대화인 영원 탐제 동안인스 소래.
수기.
좀된데게 상기게.
So Buddha said everything which is your own right. 그래라네?
라완 탐제 대화인. 영원 탐제 동안인.
So Buddha said that everything that you want to do it is your own choice. It's freedom. It's freedom. But if somebody is telling you to do it, then you will say, it's snatching my freedom. So if you want to use hatred and ignorance and all this, then your choice.
자자 영원 탐제 중알인데 영원데 쟁기왕 세두가라 뉴몬베 영원도 잖아 다 중알마다 연구 말했어.
So you know what the Buddha meant by saying is that if you are hypnotized by this ignorance, hatred, attachment, too much attachment, and this desires or greed, and then these are conquering you. These are like a king, or your head or your boss, like they are controlling you. So and then that's how you are unhappiness. We are unhappy. Why? Because our hatred is controlling us, or our ignorance is controlling, overpowering us, or our desire or our too much attachment for our families or friend or your lover or that is controlling our completely hypnotize our happiness and snatching our happiness. So that's how Buddha said that it's controlling somebody else, is snatching your that means empower, completely occupied you.
Ada pemisiba ke chimborta ta te mone si nyu jela wa jamna semna la dewa tenginjire wa chana.
So this, if you really think about, visualize and practice, then these three things are the basic roots for virtue or be happiness or happiness of our mind and self and the others.
Wada ngato something you ta karchore chakpe yulla chayulla ni be ta nimputen dan te chebe kap chayo resrwa kazan ta ni hafta ni sumrin ta gar shit chagor te tegan turun hafta jingi jingor no khabre ko karzana no chasin de shivuji khrowa chingje shivuji ke chimbu inza ani ngara ji duni khran khrowa chingje chagor no chade chas de sete de bisibade ani niba ngaranzu gyula en do chana shivuji pachang mbak pacha tubu요래 된두가라 고 녹하보요래 pachayo 인자 pacha tubu 인자 녹하보요래 된두가라 에 야스침 부지와라 근데는 배 지딩이 이제 세로지 숭구도 와세
So something chapter something is concentration, right?
Yeah, concentration.
So this concentration chapter something chapter 8 is still 2-3 weeks will be it will take 2-3 weeks again, and we have already covered too much, but here it's we are talking about the desires, our desire, and it's taking a little bit quite long because the desire, everything's related to us in whatever is the desire, our own desire. So it's very difficult to or the layer is very thick, we cannot easily eradicate or eliminate this desire. So that's how we have to very much detail given. Shantideva has written that about the desire, is that in this chapter is because desire is so much strong in ourselves, and then from lifetime to lifetime, and that's how it's very difficult to eradicate the desire. So that's how it is taking much more time. Maybe you must be thinking that this chapter is covering, taking a little bit long, but it's not. That the desire is so difficult to easily give up. So that's how it's taking this much time.
Then you gala, Geshe Jinpa Sonam sunga kung the carriers, kung chundan the kung your is, kung the kazan tunde, Dianne McKinnon the quick puncher guru because dear is Teshi lesson. Rimbu pumping dozer dear, Rimbuch Mabu, Funsha Gando, Doedana, Luni Misan Lechung this, Louis Sinde, Maranzo Lugiora. Tap Buddha Pume Suina, Chile Chai on the Gala, Little Chagorwa. Little Chai on the Little Mizan little Jungaris. Sato Soja Namjane, Jindang, Tunwa Rabkana, Tele Jiba Rab to Chas. 말아도 집아스데 스랑 진진 슈충보 나 싱아진 슈충보 여기 미데 아니 텐들레 차그레스 아니 미장의 결파 미장의 공부인데게 다 위고다나 다 부가군이 또는 미장의 짱마도 되요 말아 나 암저 도셔래 암저니나 나르카즈지 동거 미니미카즈지 동거 나군은 나즈지 동거 칸이 진마즈지 동거 미장의 체체지 동거도 당다시 재민도 어떻게 선당 거래지 자스 예롱 파당 예롱 마스 개념 파당 개념마 디트나는 도차털 뭐다 좀 된데 코르남지 시드가 봐 예롱 파마니 그 아니 개념 파마니 김바람 중 개념 파마니 아니 랍도 중마 예롱 파마니라 좀 된데 코르남지 시가 된다가 코로나바지데 된데 배 즉 루이라 차이 루이들라 미장 공부다니 아니 도차다 들어왔지 말이지 도차다 들어왔지인데 더 버터의 넘버 2 도차다 배 땅도 말인자 아니 코로레는 톨투 그리스 숭도와 쉽게 전부도
So it's very important, I told Dianne to translate it, and maybe she has translated and give it to you all, hopefully. It says that Shantideva was, giving too much detail about the desires, how the desire arrives. And this is, Shantideva, this book of Shantideva the Shantideva, Shantideva reference, the main reference for Shantideva to write this book, and is the Buddha himself, what Buddha says. So he is referring to the Buddha, how Buddha has, removed or this come out from these desires, because Buddha also supposed to be a human being earlier, but since he is a Buddha, he has wrote, he has written the text. So Shantideva is referring the Buddha text himself, and then he's saying that why we have to, arrive at desire for suppose male or female, because the body part, you are male because, and I'm female, and I'm attracted to you because of your body, your appearance, your physical appearance, and then why the attraction comes. Then the attractions come because of your strong desire. So that times is, when it's come, we have to realize that, the body, think about the little bit deeper level of the body matter, how, suppose our ear is on the top, and if you pick out something from the ears, do you eat it, or you will love that part also, or if you know the nose, nose something coming from your nose, and then can you really consider that also a purify or eat it up because you love him or her? It's not. And then the stool, the urine, all our body made of, if the skin is look beautiful, but when you could check up, then the empty layers, then layers by layers, there's, the blood is coming, pus and everything. So that's how, it's considered the little bit of mitsangwa. Mitsangwa is like dirty, dirty, like you have to assume it's a dirty. That's how you will, not get the desire for that particular body. And then, Buddha says that the monk and nun also, they also have certain kind of attraction towards themselves. And then when they attract this desire come, they have to visualize, they have to think this way, that this is a dirty body, or, inside, when you go inside or deeper level, there's nothing attractive or desirous as such. So these things, why, you said it, to get out from the desire world.
아주 최대 가래라이잖아. 솔로강 업주 ngaji 산에 당은이들에.
그저 인지까지 되라.
인지까지
오케이. 먼저 비까지 되카드려.
비데 ngaji 때때 숨겨두줄 랭아간 거다.
So the English version is the page 50. 숨겨두줄 랭아.
ngap중아니들에.
So 52, sorry, page 52, okay?
Not page shaloka, line 52.
What?
Stanza 52.
Verses.
Shaloka stanza.
Okay, verses, yeah, verses, sorry, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, that Tein galata, Tinala Karela dos, the Kyorason,
Ras Tuturanga like bus,
or to Sunja Tuturenga.
Rason, Kyungi, Mizang,
Kalte Misan Chamen acid, Ta Kanji Dijola. Mazu pe Zamporto Bas, that's Kanzuni, Mazu, Lojon Chenish, Zamaji Tagin Alabre. Tikagore, Tati, Lui, the Nizama, Hagwad, Kanchi Tikagore. Kalte Misa, Chamenas, Reaser, you people walas, Reaser Zeta, Rila Zunfinala, Rugo Salu Tuju, Sunja Tuju Kachani Chigor, Tal, Pe Salumangore, Tendish Mandi, Tila any pe Yupagi Yungugi Pa Dam. Ota the Shayin Damki Jaljalje, Tegalani, Damba Jalatana, Shaju, any Papa Yoshai, Jinki Chichi Pand Kurus. That Tendiji Mizan Tundeginji, and it can Panga Kurba career, that they love it.
So here in the depth that saying that why you are having so much attention or desire for that particular body. Suppose you are male, you have attraction or desire for the female body to get attraction. I mean, basically they are talking about the sex. So saying that if you have too much attraction or desire for that, think of this way, like if you go into if you study a little bit, and how many bones are there in a human body, like 306, right? So 306, if you part it and then gather it and put it together all away, and then cover it with a flesh layer by layer, and then why you want that body to keep in your arm all the time? So this is how in the detail Shantideva is saying to get detachment or not to have desire. Because when we have desire, we have to think that in every single, my finger, my teeth, you can break down everything, segregate it out, and then you may unite it all again, and then unite it and covered with a flesh, with whatever a skirt or mini skirt or bra, whatever you want to put it like a dummy, and then why you are want to have that in your arms? It's saying that. So basically, we have too much, we have a desire for the sex, and that is to remove that, eradicate that kind of desire for the sex. You have to go study a little bit deeper of the human body, and then how and why it made flesh and all the blood vessels and all, when you go into the intestine, and then you can see the dirty really, that is more of detail of taking this to get detachment for desire, no desire.
Lui la chapa dom yangama karsore shijingi lui kardon dosongas tedan dizo kon den listana in samtangi na tos keparores
khagayor lagasang
ta shetan tos madayor de kanjing nike lui la chapa domba de shegore
shijingi lui chapter khajir
shijingi lui de dire chapter ngapare
so
ngapenane chagoshala chapa yise de sidijena ngapchungargu badere.
So in chapter 5 also we have discussed this little bit, but here the way the explanation Shantideva explain is little bit different, otherwise almost same in chapter 5. Why you are having so much desire for to have a sex, and that's how it's a little bit different, otherwise it's the same, but more detail is here in this chapter.
What tizo pe kongon deje yang yang to samdaina tini semdan giwati tos pendo ngore.
Yeah, so you have to think about it, and then read it, and then visualize a little bit, study and go to a deeper level, and then it's important that you can get this detachment or like desire. You can reduce your desire if you have, because all of us has a desire, but whether it's superlative at the very high level, medium, moderate or mild. So if you're very high level, and then it comes to the moderate, and then if you're moderate, then mild, and then ultimately it have to be completely eradicated. So we have to little bit study and look in this way, or think this way, that this is dirty. Why it's dirty? It's like
that. Ta pagi shijin kata rakpa de sungware, rar rakpa sungware ko Tinimbe Tandadira sheep Sartanen, Luki, reading Sunguda.
So in chapter 5, it's grossly saying it. It's a little bit gross at a superficial level or gross level. But here in this chapter, it's making very, very minute detail. Even a minor detail is, explaining it. So that's how it's important.
Chazang, Ni Kanton the Jada Kuzu Yankur, Shijin Liu the Yankur, Stawater, Matana, the Hagumare.
So why I'm repeating this is, I want you to, read a little bit about chapter 5 again. Otherwise, you won't understand.
Sholuka, Nopchungurgun Matos, Stadon, the Petoyon Sare.
Yeah, 59 onwards. Verses, right? Verses 59 onwards, you can see, then there's more advantage on that.
What are two Sirtakiran to ya, Karswar, under the Injiti Kagayan, Yuru Kagayan, Kizolo dance.
So if the English version is a little bit different, do you mind reading it?
Laura, would you mind reading your version? And does anyone have the different version than the Padmokara version?
Is he wanting chapter 5, verse 59? Is that it?
No.
No, 52, right?
52, yeah.
This chapter.
Chapter 8.
Chapter 8.
852. Okay.
Yeah, chapter 8 is 52. Yeah, 52.
Just the one verse?
Ashang, only, only one verse, Laura.
Okay.
Thank you.
And if you have no love of filth, how can you coddle on your lap a cage of bones tied fast with sinews, plastered over with the mud of flesh?
Does anyone have a different version? Looks like we don't. Okay.
Okay, yeah. That?
I have a different version.
Yeah,
I
please.
Okay.
You read it, please.
Yes, mine says, we might feel that we are attracted. We might feel that what we are attracted to is not impure, and yet we want to copulate with others' bodies, which are just cages of bone tied together with muscles and plastered over with the mud of flesh.
Oh, this is very much similar with this one. The Tibetan version, it was very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Which version are you reading, Steve?
You know what? It's called A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, a Buddhist Poem for Today. Shantideva.
Yeah, but which, let me see it's the Oxford version.
Very specific with this one, same the Tibetan one. Laura have a different one, right?
Yeah, I've got the Shambhala Classics, Padma Translation Group is the one I have.
Yeah, the Steve one is very much, resembling the Geshe books, Tibetan book.
Yeah. I think I have that one too.
Okay, thank you.
What are those? That kanji mean Gurusos again. Toso, see Managachi, Yurdang Mandata Yagire. The Germana Yunguro, Popenala, Tontachila, the Germana Yungudo Mambo.
So it's all, the basic, the main theme one should understand, and the gist is we have to know that. Otherwise translation can be different because in Tibetan also different translation are there. The basic meaning is same. The motive is that we have to get out from the desire. That is the gist.
That like Yaptins or the young Yaptendere, the Miri sauce. That the Karzana Yapten the Karzona, Chuni Mizan Mangyopa. Tini like Tenching. Misan Kalba, Gentalang, Misan Kalbe, the purchase. Ta Rata, Chayuldan, Chapabu Karina, Niki Lude Misan Bachadiore, Misan with Kalpa, Misan with Kombu, Misan with Zesum Sudu, Tate Zesum Sudu, Kabar Page, Shijin Kaptulan Sunore. Luginimi pe mambosun orta tenala. Onga so junto te ta wada pe
Misang masun jusodu.
어 미상은 제 숨수두세다다 루니 떠연다게 답에 미상 망보여라 다때서 숨고하래 샹치라서 받아 담이다 용고하라 와다 되게 숨고하래.
So the next one, next is saying that the male or female body, if you are male, that you have to think the other body, but your own body is also impurities composed of same. So it's my own is already impurities, and then you don't want to have the additional impurities from the other beings, right? So we have to think that way. Suppose like here it's saying the more detail is like 36 different impurities in our body, nose and the ears, and then the bulgum, and then the fecal matter and the urine, like almost 36, more than 36 different parts. It's the same. I also have, you also have. So that's how, whether you are female or you have a desire for the male, and then not only him, your own body is in 36 impurities, and then total of 12 or 72, right? So he also, you also, so together, more.
랑글리 미상의 결과 임바 마세베 더룬 쟁 미상의 결과 지금 미상의 결과 지를 차 까른도 올라버렸다.
So in the sense that you are saying that your own body is made up of 36 impurities, and then what make you desire for other impurities, same impurities 36? What is the point to we say all the time, so what's the point in doing that when I already have this much work, almost like that. So when I am already in the depth, or I'm in the midst of my impurities, I cannot clear it out. How can I just have another desire for another body's body's shape, like impurities 36 more than impurities, you have to get those. So this way it's saying in the sense. Lola.
Oh, Lola.
Do you mind reading it, please? The next one.
Okay. In fact, you're full of filth yourself. You wallow in it constantly. It is indeed just filth that you desire, and therefore you long for other sacks of it.
Thank you. Is the same translation for the stiff one? Same book, Laura?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If you are not attached to what is unclean, why do you embrace others' bodies, which come from impure blood and sperm with an unclean womb?
Yeah.
What?
Thank you.
그래서 또 스컬마 맞추지 늘려지게 양권도 강판나나?
So if you have a knee pain or anything pain, do you want to rest for like 10-15 minutes?
I think I just read the wrong one in the other translation.
Which one?
Can I go back?
The book is same previously?
Oh, I read from the other book, but I read the wrong verse. I need to read verse 53.
Okay.
I read verse 59.
Okay.
So let me read that real quick. We have enough impurities of our own that we constantly have to contend with. So why, out of an obsession with the unclean, do we desire other bags of filth?
Yeah, that's thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, that 군산제스 also.
Yeah, 15 minutes or 10 minutes break for exercise or stretch your body or knee impurities.
납죽금지 바닥에 뒤가 리스스로 차배내 많이 마스. 다 리지대다 배 공부 진지래대 리스스 전에는 차지어는 대어 말이 라브래. 리스스라. 라니 샨딜 딜라가스. 가지 레당 타워 건 ndana고 세메파이 란징기 샤니 교고 지민도에스 다들 가르라거르즈다가 다 지나 샨 잠보 렉전 잠보 예인자 이 코라미자와지 란징기레데 렉전 잠보들 차거든 땐 누구 말해 아니 시외 로지데 베샨 땐 잠보여래 아니 신발은 잠보여래 근데 나한테 근데 시외로도 아니 신발들 차나 되기도 와라 그래 차보도 와 밑바닥.
Yeah, so here it's verses 54, it's saying that it's now it's a desire for the different part, it's a flesh, it's a different part, it's a flesh. So if we have arise the desire for that flesh, then because you're saying that the flesh is very smooth and slippery or smooth, and then you can say that even the dead body, the body is dead, and then the flesh there and the body that time also is very smooth and smooth and slippery, and then that time why you don't have desire on that when the body is dead? Why don't you have that time? The desire is not that time.
Kanche so mazo luila sepa kaya ki tontala luila mizama ta waide pa misbe kechmu chadi gare.
So the main thing is, we have to, it's saying it's, we have to have that our own body, we have to visualize that these impurities. And if you will not think of impurities, or then we cannot, give up or cannot free or get freedom from this desire. So deep down, we have to, our body, we have to visualize that it's impure. And then, your partner body, male, female, is also impure. So that's how, why it's impure. If you don't consider impure, then your desire will getting stronger and stronger and very high or super level. You won't be able to do that. Yeah, Laura.
Yes.
Yeah, 54, please,
Okay.
Laura.
It is the flesh that I enjoy. If this is what you like to see and touch, why do you not want it in its natural state when it is devoid of mind?
Another translation, please.
Okay. But it's the skin and flesh I love to touch and look upon. Then why do you not wish for flesh alone, inanimate and in its natural state?
다 샤들라 차그민도데 고셈데 야부죠 와세데 라비나 다디 가제테 시고레 데베스메 칸 임바테 레단 타워 미니라스 가지 니디 셰파민 데미 큐디 지자스 다 셈베 그런 토야다 레야다 텐디 요마레 코페 마즈미 라가다 미라지 미코 지 군저테 페 서포르지 여데 미 셈바 야부요르 지라가도 Sembata tota reche keke omarwa. Tindi na yujin tichena kena tata degi mare eni kanchi chusa de luire ti eni pe tela ni chana degi mare tate kanchi tonta de tela bor.
Yeah. So in the 55, it's saying that sometimes we say that I love him or her. Because although he's a characterless or she is a characterless person, but she has a good heart, or he has a good heart. But then even if that, you cannot say that you cannot see his or her mind or heart as such. So even that is considering or accepting as a perception at level is impure. That is also not true. Is saying that. Laura Gasha. Yeah, Laura, please.
So the mind that you perhaps desire, you cannot hold or look upon. Whatever you can hold or see is not the mind. Why copulate with something it is not? And the other translation is, any mind that you desire can neither be seen nor touched, and anything you can see or touch cannot be mind. So why engage in meaningless copulation?
Yeah, thank you.
Oda takare sholokang ngopchunga tupade marwe.
Re.
Ngopchunga tupade. Nyepata da rangla jane sambas. Tata jingili le pe kyondo tagora. Ta rangilula ni kyondo tane. Nani? Tadwa ta jingili seba makena rangilula ni seba kene ya midwa sai yongurwa. Oda tikajeti chigore.
Mizang rangshin.
Mizang ranjin jengilis, ta jengilile mizang teni yobana jinji, mito ngotsar michi is, ta pe rang lude ne pe teni mizang mat hamakona, ingot yansambures. Chichipachi kyan was, mizang des suntu rangi jimba, rangi mizangi imbar, topar minjir ngotsar ches. Chiram hamakode, susu lude mizang hamakode, yamtambores. Ranguli the Mizama Towers.
So not only that, right now we earlier in the verses 55 or 54, we are saying that others, your partner's body. But then not only your partner's body, in the 56, it's saying that your own body is impurities. So how do you not realize that your own body is not impurities? Same as your partners, your body is also impurities. So mixed with the 36 impurities that we talked about earlier. And then, we have to visualize, or we have to, if you don't see the other part of the body's impurities, then look at yourself. Are your, all the parts in your body, look at, pick out something from your nose, or are they pure? So that's how it's, if you don't realize that you are not impurities, that is very, strange, as a strangest thing. It's saying that. Yeah, 56, Laura, please.
To fail to grasp the unclean nature of another's flesh is not perhaps so strange, but not to see the filthy nature of oneself is very strange indeed.
Yeah.
And perhaps it is not so strange that you do not realize others' bodies are impure, but it is very strange that you do not realize your own is.
Yeah, thank you.
Dianne Sendang leader ranking tendency if the average to was Lavena, Penantic Mare Lavre, Tateri. If the Tagarzota. If Otatelare. Tintan is a chepate. Peme Junu Fanani. Misa Jimbe Sendini, Misa Zele Giga, said the Sumuda Ape. Tucker. Tindatale Nima Sharon de Gala, Nigu Meto in Nimala, those catch out of Warwa. What a tenor in Genepe? A Junukan Anepe Karchora. Misawala Nebe Jembada, Misawala Tende, Samutai, Tangu Amares, what a telagore.
So it's saying that, the stanza, 57, it's saying that, now we said that, in the earlier part of the verses, we said that body and then the, heart. He's a body, I'm attracted to her body. She has a good body, tall, red, whatever shape you're telling. When then said that the mind, because she has a good heart, and then that is impurity. Now it's coming that the shape of the, I'm okay, the body and mind is like that, but the shape, the particular shape, maybe, the vagina or the penis they are talking about. So it's same as that, the flowers, the sunflowers is, when the sun dries, the sunflowers will, open. And then when the sun go set down, and then the flowers get, there's one flowers that typically depend on the sunlight. So same as that, when you are young, energetic, then it's the same as that the sunflower. So that it's impermanent. It's more or less talking about impermanence. How long the shape will remain, that's how it's saying.
So
57, yeah.
Why does the mind intent on filthiness neglect the fresh young lotus blossom opened in the sunlight of a cloudless sky to take joy rather in a sack of dirt? Oops. And if your main interest is in attractive forms, why do you not prefer to touch such things as beautiful young flowers rather than desiring others' bodies which are just cages of filth?
Because here they're talking more of the shape, Laura. They didn't say the shape. It's typically giving more important on the shape, not the body. Suppose the flower is typically, attracted by the shape of the flower.
Yes, but I just don't see that in either one of these translations, the shape.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, that Mapim Misawe Luide Misan Junkuin Batate Junkuin Bashigore Misawa Junsa Misawa Jumisawa Tuba Teshigore
Tahanda ngopchungap kere asandra.
Angap ke padre. Pare.
Re ngap kit. Ngap tindos.
Angap ke padre. Oda sacho mi
Internet has some issue. What is called? Ashang.
tate sacho khonale mizamba du khande na mazati mizamba la rengin dugu marwa.
Ashang tanda translation this minutes 58 dire ashang git dilo imbe.
Ai.
Tanda this internet this ended out chas.
Parchas.
Tanda ni shamba sungimbe. Sumea.
Tanda la melame.
Sarcho de ya rish sarcho de.
Sacho mizan ki ko pes rwa. Tate re parminda nas. Sacho khonala mizamba du sukhande na tena mazu tu marwa. Poetically kupa namje mekenji na nizu khakaro namje ngenji ku tu marwa.
Tu marela na khalak.
Tu marwa te tel mizama la reg marwa.
Dekala degi marela.
Bon degi mara tu palosoba reg palosoba tenji ku marwa. Kang le teni juwa yes. Ta lui kang le ni pe phame khudal tu barwa. Phame khudal sa point de geji na tu marwa. Lui de la condition lui le jitar current is then lui de la ni cannot re the condition to good is tu then be misal tum de kinjiro was that labor.
So now we have it's already finished that when like why the body is how the body is impure, why we have that desire for the body and the mind, we say sometimes, and then the shape is also in this Tibetan book. It's saying that the shape of the any part of your body, you're attracted, the eyes, any part of so that is considering. But in the English translation, the shape is not particularly saying the Laura when Laura read it, and then now the 58 is saying that although we have already discussed that the body and then the shape and all those are impurity, and then here it's saying that the surrounded your surrounding is all impurities. So was right from the beginning how we do conception, the mother's egg and then the father's sperm, that together the fertilization, the zygote formation is entirely impure, right? Since the origin of that is impure, and then we are still why we are touching or why we are having cortex, that is saying that why you are having cortex, why you want to have sex, because the sperm and then the ova, these are all impurities. It's saying that you are surrounding or look at it, still why you are not give up, it's saying that.
Tonta dedi lui yudi misawa imbate tinkorta.
So it's the gist of it's saying that the entire this body, makeup or genetic makeup is all impurities from the sperm to the ova, the ovum when they get, meeting, both are impurities. And then the product is, also impurities. The zygote or the baby, whatever it's making is impurities.
So tape susulise the shibuji zachimuzigorwa. The Monisana Susurimida Pamikuta Tumdekinchirwa.
So normally we take care too much of our body, oiling and this or like me, whatever advertisement they were saying we used to take too much care of but what is the our own body is the product of conception of your fathers and your mothers, what of that particular time attraction or something they did. Cortex formation and then the zygote, they are meeting of the sperm and the ovum. So this product of your body is the product of that. So product of two impurities is the product of our own body. If we think about that, so that's how it's saying that we are taking too much care of our body, but that it's impurity. You are just taking care of the impurities of the impurities. Yeah, Lola, please. Yeah, 58.
Yes. And since you're disinclined to touch a place or object grimed with excrement, why do you wish to touch the body whence such excrement has come? If you do not want to touch a place covered with impurities such as vomit, Why do you want to touch the body from which these impurities come?
A little bit different. Okay, it's okay.
다 디부 미상와 삼바스. 다 랑 리디 다 미상와 디부인 미상 밤에 쿠다겐 디부인 잡다데 디 삼단사 시거래. 갈때 미상 차면은 미상질이 중규신스. 디 사분테 케베 젠키 지치르 방도 큐 와다 디나 고 살포 연장 다 미상의 아니 류라 잡아키게는 미상의 아니 마잉알니 중데게는 미상 류데라 아니 그런 간시네 배 방도 큐긴 바치 세테텔라 거다 안디부 디부 류딘 디부 미상 디부 차대어와.
So here it's the 59 is, it's saying that our own body is the product of impurities, and then the mother's womb, ovum, and then the father's, mother's egg, you say mother's egg, and then the father's sperm, that together, and these both are impurities, and then your body is a result or the product. So, and then, the body itself, this product stay in the mother's womb, which is also impurities. And then, and why you have, we are saying that, we have the desire, your product is, yourself is impurities. When you don't realize you are a product of impurities, then look at you came from your mother's and mother's egg, and then the mother egg, and then the father's sperm. Those are the impurities. And then you stay in the mother's womb, which is again is impurities. It's saying, yeah, 59, please, Laura.
And if you have no craving for impurity, why will you now embrace and kiss what comes from such an unclean place, engendered likewise from an unclean seed? If you are not attached to what is unclean, why do you embrace others' bodies, which come from impure blood and sperm with an unclean womb?
다 두주도 두주리징이 세계 디프테거 미상의 배템바스 다들이 돈다데 류코란배 밤에 구달 때에 대시 우도 돈다데 다 배기는 순고래 미상 완전 중미 미상 레중 미상 심부 중견데 미젤라스 미상 마베 라진리 미상 잡아 미상 라스 미상 개방 더버지 køne rangi mizangla memi chepar mazechi mizang chapa mizangla kemba zende ta ndopam chapa kechano kembe jenya dobarches ta ota tindi indigala rangi karsore pegone ta luidi mizangba imba ane ngazo mizang ta karsore ta 심부 춘춘들의 배 저보이나 아주 장인 만들어 용우도 왔다 대군 빼군 순거라 다 때려
심부 가래죠 심부 춘춘하나
심부 제디가라 무춘춘 때리야랑 다 때는 차잖아 가서 왔다 무 이도 뭐한테 용우도 장인 마도와
Yeah. So then earlier in the page, the verses are it's more of the origin. The impurities is telling more of the origin of the impurity, right? And now in the 60 and 61 is saying more of with the example. Example that our body is impure. We don't want to. Our origin is impure. Now it's saying that suppose there are a lot of there's a fecal matter is there. And then there's a lot of insects there. And then those insects are on the fecal matter, on that particular fecus. And then can you really touch that one? That fecal came from your, suppose your partner has a diarrhea or loose motion, and then he has to, do it somewhere on the roadside. You cannot imagine here in America, but in India it's very common. So there are a lot of insects on it. Can you really touch that you know, that particular fecal matter where there are a lot of insects on it, it's same as because somebody body has, you know, it's just carried for so long, and then now he couldn't canter, and right away they have to, you know, he has to pass, or he or she has to pass the loose motion there, and then attacking a lot of, you know, it's attacking a lot of insects or, you know, flies. So can you really touch that flies? So this is the impurities with the example it's saying.
That don't you what Mizan Kelpa Mizan Zidigala, Maranzo Mizan Louis Kelpa de Ku Nalo Mizan Inzan Kelpa de Mazulapachang in Dugumarwa. That then I think I don't read Mizan Zesum Sudugu Kumbuchen, Mizan Zesum Sudugi Vangi Ginger, and in Dula Tela Shiragi, Chetiche and Chapache and Teniche Gomaris, Lagora, on that day.
So, you know, the gist is saying, it's the theme is saying that, you know, that particular loose motion, you know, the fecal came from somebody's, you know, anus, you know, means rectum, and then now the fly is on that, and nobody will touch it, you know, everyone will, you know, cover their nose and mouth and try to run away from that particular place. Nobody wants to pass around that. So since it already came from your partner or somebody else's partner, or same as it, if you're not coming now, but it's still in your body, it's accumulated in part of the rectum or part of this intestine, it's still carrying it, right? And then why you are having that, you know, and kind of desire for others when the entire body is, you know, accumulated with such an impurity, like 36 different we have already talked about. It's saying with the example. Lola Gashan, sorry. Yeah, Laura, please. Yeah, 60 and 61 both, Laura, please.
The tiny fetid worms that come from filth, you have no love of them, and yet you're lusting for a human form, from filth arisen and replete with it. Toward your own impurity, disgust you do not feel, and yearning and a thirst for filth, you long for other sacks of it.
Yeah, that. Lord Harry.
Lots around, Laura, lots of. Lost. Laura, 60 and 61 both you have read, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
60 and 61, right? Okay, thank you.
Tang Tujurengi Pade. Young Lu Mizam or somebody is a subject the Lu Mizam some Nembuche Dangway the Sungore. Kapurla so Yeontang. Dechen Takam. Sumaru Kurtu Chizu Porwai Sang Miza Japan Rusi. Tang around the Lila Pay Ninjujem Chupachuela Sabata, you don't pay Menda Takapula Sabatani Chugora. But that the Jenny Beck Zuzutata Genamajana Kaje Kari Chibaina. Carso Mizawala Chapa Care Mother did the Chipachi Gandra Mother Janda, don't I knew the Shira Maris, that they love got it.
Now the 62 is saying that, you know, in our body is already the origin is impurities, and then we said that even the flesh and part and everything is impurities, and then we said that sometimes we, you know, we put eyeliner or foundation or lipstick, so no, to, you know, get more desire for your partner, or, you know, so or the partner or yourself for desire. So at least you're saying that you are adding more impurities to the impurities, and yes, the gist is that the impurities are impurities, whether you are remaking or faking it or whatever. So that is saying that it's impurities, and you are making more of the impurities as impurities. So 62, please, Laura.
Pleasant substances like camphor, rice, and fresh green herbs, put them in your mouth and spit them out. The earth itself is fouled thereby. Even pure medicinal herbs and delicately cooked rice or vegetables will defile the ground on which they land if they are spat out after having been in the mouth.
Okay.
That's also the Yam Tambujira. Sounds also the money Kajishena. Mother Kalada Ninja was the Canal Juice and Chile Sadugala coat. tagi pay idumwa royang tapade kana judil den chacha jishado ta cancer chadu da yang zokpa chadu.
Di tanda odi tujuja du di nyen tujuja ni di asan nyen tanda like de kolotas.
Lots of them. Kanje karte tanda di
Ta tujuja sunde odi ko logo de tanda loso. Ta tujuja sunde.
tendi chadu da. Sanso sing de yam sembur chidwa.
Khala dira.
Ta karina khala ina da jina da sanso sing de tangi jasi ji korang bo cancer bo chagdu wasi.
Yeah.
이동하지. 맞아 카나ल 주네 짜짜지 셔도다고 라바 튕이 마르가는 쪽부 자로 보러. 그래서 빨리 미자오메나 랑기 카나니 지 짜짜지나 쪽부 자로 도. 얌참 대두간가.
Tanda 60 only tujuja de raksundish.
라니.
So, the 62 itself is, why Laura has read, it's saying that, even the herbs and those are, beautifully there, green and the color. When you put in, or mint, when you put in, or chewing gum, suppose, when you just put it in your mind, your mouth, then immediately after that you chew a little bit, then it's becoming impurity. So nobody wants to touch it, like a fresh herbs, it's saying that. So, yeah, can you imagine, it's very strange that when it's not touching or not put in your mouth, it's still there. And then once you put it in your mouth, and can you give it to somebody and not, it's becoming impurities, it's saying that.
제가 카나는 마주 건라고 장마래. 카나를 주서도 카드 좁어 차이나 카드기 째래. 속고집에 참 다니는데 갔다 가봐자게.
So so the question is, that when the thing is not putting in your mouth, the herbs these days, the mint and parsley and all those are there greenly, and then you just take it one piece and put in your mouth, and then can you give the same to somebody else? No, right? Nobody will touch it because, you said, you were just, it came from your mouth. How can I touch it? So it become, once it put in your mouth is impurities. So your mouth is an impurity to somebody. So how can you have a desire for that, that particular mouth, whether it's yours or your partner's, since it's impurities? That's a question. It's like a debate. So it's very strange that the basic, the example when you put in your mouth here is becoming impurities. Its mouth is a part of the body, right? So it's impurities. So basically it's saying that the mouth is the better part of the body. It's like more of the cleaner part. So but still it's impurity when, when something fresh is put in your mouth and then you throw it, or then it becomes impurities. So how can you think the other part, forget the other part of the body where the fecal matters of anal canal and all those, the genital organs, forget about that. The mouth is a better or, cleaner part or superior part of your body. If you, differentiate, if you give some rang to your, it's like mouth is a cleaner one. So, but still that one is impurity it's talking about. Sorry? So if you think about that, then there is nothing that is impurity. You cannot pick up something clean from your body. All are impurities, it's saying that. So especially in India, if you put your hand in somewhere, some dal or some food is coming, and then if you put your hand, then again the entire thing is impurities. They consider, you can put you put your hand here. This food is very pure, and everybody has to eat, and you cannot touch this. You cannot put your hand. So see, that means you're part of the body. When you whichever is, it's becoming making the others impurities.
뢰 파기자 점지마다 당연 코랑 율 코랑 원은 매다 계속해서 말해.
가리 메리아서
율 코랑 원이 수두도 연대긴지다 계속해서 말해. 당아서 같이 파탕에 또병을 자샤로 왔. 니 장말은 니 쪼버는 니 야가는 니 누구를 세야 돼. 또비 파자 점지마다 믿어.
So you know what? Actually, it's all impurities. Like whatever we put it, okay, this is clean. Can you please have this? This is clean. We think that, right? You know, but it's just because of your own mind. You know, you just make your mind has made it or created it. It's a clean one or it's a unclean one. But the thing is that the clean one is already unclean. It's just that you have not touched and you have not your speaking your when we talk the speeches come, then that is not like somebody cover and then some His Holiness when the servant offer tea and they cover their mouthpiece. Why? Because they think that their particles the air or some it's not going into the His Holiness cup. So that's how it's like almost same like that. 아니 로라가시.
야,
주주락숨 됐다.
다 주주라숨도 때래. 다 될라 차나 뜻이 다 율라 차바리 리바스 다디 서브젝트나 텐데지 담용고도. 갈때 미산 딘다와 문숨규리양 태좀나 뜻어다도 프로벨리 미산지양 타와르기 이세. 다 랑글리 미자마 데라와 다 미자마 임방아서 다 왕비율 차대어래 통고하래 부거군이 미자마 바바 통고하래 다디 통외진도 떨어 땅만이 냠게 날라버래 대좀 때문에 자게나 두터도 프로빌리 때당 랑군 리니래 캐버 카르도 구시 so
now it's saying that the 63 part, 63 is saying that we consider normally now that when right now our body is living, we will keep talking, eating, smiling, talking. So we are alive. We think it's life. So suppose I died, and then my body is taken into the grave. Obviously, graveyard to whether buried or burned. Then now my body is like a dead body. Suppose the cavita, like the dead body that we do dissection in medical school. Suppose right now I think that my body is clean, and then what's the difference when I'm dead or when the dead body is there? How can you differentiate? Both are the body. One is dead because it cannot move or eat or like normally do, and then it's saying that right now you think your body clean, you clean up, you do this all things, and the dead body is considered, which is there in the graveyard, is or about to, and the dead body is considered dead or dirty. Why the dead body is dirty when it's a body? And then how can you say the dead body is dirty and your body is not? Actually, the origin is same, and then both are impurities. It's saying that. 63, Laura, please.
If you still doubt such filthiness, though it is very plain for all to see, go off into the charnel grounds, observe the fetid bodies there abandoned.
That
Although the sorry.
Yeah.
Laura, yeah, please.
Okay. Although the impurity of the body is obvious, if you still have doubts, go to a burial ground and reflect on the impurity of the corpses that have been abandoned there.
어때 gebsen 소리지래나 강라 바베 카치나스 다랑글리데 바바데 카치바이나 지바침부 겨워 그르스 땅오니 로알lum징데도 도면다 배 탱이마다 중고라 식장 지터 땡이라 치앙 가버거긴 근데는 비 치즈에 그런배 양때에 차바키야는 되는 연구도 해서 같이 다데 투트르데 로다 지바데 So that
here it's saying that 64 Maharaj, 64. So the verse 64 is same as almost the 63. It's like we give the metaphor here is 63 is the dead body, and then the 64 is saying that it's almost the same, just more of support for the 63. It's saying that since your body, you don't, forget about the dead body. Okay, dead body is dirty. But then if your body is clean, and then, layers by take out some skin from your bodies, and then see whether the beneath the skin is clean or not. There's the fat muscles, layers of muscles, then the fats, and skin, then so many layers of skin, then superficial fascia, and all those, the tissue, and then blood comes, serum, blood, and all this. So, are you having any attached to this? Some wound is here. We see like, something is there. So, this is almost same as the dead bodies. Part of your tissue is dead here. So that's how 64 is just a supporting for 63. Yeah, 64 is Laura.
When their skins are peeled away, you feel great horror and revulsion. And now that you have understood, how can you still take joy in such a thing? Once you have understood that when the skin is removed, the body gives rise to great aversion, how can you ever derive pleasure from it again?
Yeah, so the 63. Thank you.
Tindi nigalata kanchi lui la chase kedu gala sem la chase kedu gala lui le top chepe lui nanda pumen lui nanda mizang zo sum suru do su chasing gaya tontala se samtanga de pe misiba kechen bore yang lui shitage semla page lui la 시작에 당선 개회는 땡디고 말해. 리테선이 맞아 상기 고방데 밀린디 선 두기로 마도 진다 리선 두에요 말다. 근데 밀리림보체 세야데 양 삼당과다 따정에 가도 삼당 빼미시브 깨침보래. 코 컵도 그 가자 고바타기 삼당해라.
So laga.
what lapta.
So 65 is saying that, now we said that the body... 65 day. Logmen beja.
Logmen.
Okay.
Digan zamja was.
So 65, I won't go to read because I will stop here. I'm saying that then normally, right now we said that our body is impurities. We have to give up, your partner's body is impurities. These are just telling here more in detail to stop your, to decrease your desire when we have to, the desire, to reduce the desire we are talking about. But in another bodies, if you don't take care of your body, we are not talking about that. We said the human body is most important, human life is most important, and then your body is depend on, how, your mind is dependent on, because interdependence, mind and body is interconnected or interrelatedness. So if your body is sick and ill, then you won't be able to practice Dharma, because of the pain and all that. So you have to take care of your body. Your body is precious. Human life is precious because your body, your mind as a human have the opportunity or practice Dharma, and then you practice compassionate or in emptiness, all with this body and this mind. So it's not that impurity and you totally disregard your body, we are not talking about that. We are giving more importance of the impurities just because of reduce our desire for sexual, courtesy or any other desire. For that purpose, we have to reduce the desire. We have to tell all this, express here. Shantideva is expressing all the detail, 36 different impurities and all this. Otherwise, we are not taking that. Our body is important, precious, holy. We have, this is the only body that our mind is dependent in this particular time, and then we have to work on it to further carry out the emptiness and realization and compassionate, and to become a Buddhahood, like seeing a sword for this.
Aje lui de la zansajine tai chi yore. Lui la ngansen de tai chi yore. Pena ngumuchi la ngwini doa. Chage ngumuchi la ngwini doa. Tena jirwa. Ngwini gate zurdu jane ngumuchi raya yo marwa.
So it's saying that, your body, you have to look it in a different good angle and the bad angle. The bad angle is because of your body or your partner's body, lot of, a desire, you are not you are not able to give up the desire. The other bad, that is the bad way of looking angle. The good one is that because of your body you walk on, and then you have this opportunity to learn, and your mind is dependent on your body, right? So interdependent or interrelatedness is there. It's saying. And then the any Karilan Basha?
When you Gomuchila Winnie to us, we need the Zurchene and Gomuchi Ragmarwa.
So
me Lucendela and Zansachin sometime or Nansachin sometime or Chapat and the Kitigala, me Lucen la Nimbomea, me Lucen la anyway Mizan and me Luce Mizan, you Mizan to the Gameba, Dubu Mizan to Gura, she's one dingy over Tiketi Santana, young Chapa dot Buddha. And Mizan Luti Sene, any pay Tajornia Kate, Luti Sene, a Gawachene, Sanki Kopan to Bia, Minimum Yande to Bia, and those chene, didn't it on to Bia Mado, light in it to Wamata. Hana Tajili keep a chance about the Majuli the top is the Monam Jagor. Then it's a shadow,
so it's saying that, the Yeshua given, metaphor is for our body, the good way or the bad way of looking is that the coin, the coin is, one is each part is the different, two different parts, if you take it out the two face, then it becomes, together it become a complete coin, whether the, which photo, like one is the number, the coin has two face, I don't know which you have in American be here. And then it says that, Geshe says that when you get had a strong desire, then you have to, the antidote is consider the different 36 different impurities. So to reduce your desire for the attraction for your body or your partner's body, their one. And then the another part is that the good way is that because, our body is so precious, this is the one, this is the lifetime, or that human body is the only one where, you have the capability to become a Buddha. As even the Bodhisattva in the Pure Land, who has taken rebirth is a Pure Land wish or desire for human body, because they are in the Pure Land, maybe they are not able to, achieve Buddhahood or not. They are, wishing or desire or praying to get, human realm, human life, to get the human body, human life, to become a Buddhahood. So that's how human body or human life is precious in that way. But when you have a strong desire, your desire come, then you have to consider the antidote impurities of that. So that's how it's saying that when to use and how to.
Samdele Tajur Nyakata Samdana, similar Popalea, the Sunda Tronale Ngurua. Simba Ma Nyam Dugala, then Tajur Nyakata, Chanjuki Simki Payan, the Tatongi Tobe, Fongi Payan, the ticket is sometime the Pemis of Kajibata.
Tajur
Nyaka.
Tajur Nyakalana.
Tajur Nyaka, the around the Mili Rumbojet, Talwa get Jora Chu sound again, Tendiki Militachimba Samtangura.
So when you are depressed or discouraged, then as a human life, you have to think like, oh, human life is precious. Human life is the only one life that Buddhahood. I can go to the you give opportunity to practice Buddhahood, because we can see the pain, and in one life we can see all the pain and joys and all together. So that's how we can only have the opportunity to become Buddha. And even the Bodhisattvas are, wishing or desire or praying for to get human life. So that's why when you are discouraged, you consider, you think, thinking you have to, mode of thinking you have to change.
That Kanje, the Miziba to Samda, any Susi Karsore. Mizitun the Dembajawa, the Pemiziwa, Sela Kan over the Shit Tumba, Tundal Demba. Give a Chimala Suso Danger Yobaji, so the Quadake Susilap, Suso to the order.
So, your whatever life we have remained, maybe 60, 30, 40, whatever remaining life we want to put in the Dharma. So that then when we are dying or when we are about to leave this, then we have some kind of expectation that, okay, next time I think I will rebirth as a, my rebirth in back to human life. That kind of little bit expected, or what you say, hope, because you have did this good thing. That kind of little bit expectation we can have that. That kind of like arrive, like as if you can have that, at least do something like that.
저자 낭배 취파제되가라 취바럽지 시와라 돌라래. 취바 양다바데 시야라 가보지고. 샘데요 말에. 아니 취바 징데 교라래. 당한테 타마 민결라래. 당부 교바매야지 온 거를 징데. 아니 취바 탑자되다 교바 기기 시도 거래.
Okay, so in like we are Buddhist, Buddha Buddhist follower, like we follow Buddha, so we are Buddhist. So in the Buddhism, the good one who did better, they have no regret. They want to die soon because now they said, okay, enough, I did better. So my body is not caring about. I cannot see my body. I think I better die because if I stay, I become a boat or burden to somebody. So that they don't want to do that. So they want to die. So and then the moderate one, they have no regret. Like, okay, I want to die. They have no regret. And then the last medium part, they say they regret because now I couldn't do it. I have now they have so much regret that they didn't put their life spend their life in a worthwhile because they didn't practice Dharma. They have a lot of greed, hatred, all those negativity there. So they regret that they wouldn't do it.
가지 시야라 도와마주나 교바매야지 전 시고야데 개침버리.
So ultimately what I mean to say is that even if you are not happy to die or not willing to die, but at least you should not have a regret that we at least should be in the medium or the moderate sort of things, that we should have no regret. You should not have, none of it should regret that you didn't do it. We all did little bit, so should not be having make something whatever remaining life we have, but have no regret at least.
어다 페미스 개침버리. 당가랑서 강가 마신데 진여마레 타마 신이시야레 시디가라 류진 롱간 남신 롬베 버르제 물주 토메잠베 송레 롱간 제불로 나신지 그 개버세게 엄마와 또 물주 토메잠보 장주세바 토메잠보즈 좀 공회 밸런스드면에 열에 류진 롱간 남신 롬베 앞엔 롱간 나지마다 류고 계지 코르도 류겐고 자네 아니 류사발레 어따면 롱간 제불로 나지마다 시야게 되는데 배 시제데 배 체포야기 되게 섬 굴고 말주바 양 답았어 롱간 제불로 나지지
Thome Zangpo, one of the Bodhisattva says that says that our body is, when we die, we should not regret because our body is just changing another hotel or the guest house. Our body is getting older, so that means the guest house is, you need to change the better guest house. So they don't have any regret and they are happy to go to the the new rest house or like that. But our mind, we have to carry the same. The body is the rest house. The mind is the bone. So we have to train the mind and train the mind. That's how we are doing all these things.
Okay, so let's do our dedication. May the supreme jewel Bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. In the land encircled by snow-white mountains, the source of all happiness and benefit flows in your person, Chenrezi Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. Just as the Bodhisattva Manjushri attained omniscience and Samantabhadra too, so now do I dedicate these merits to train and follow in their footsteps. As all the victorious Buddhas of the past, present, and future praise dedication as supreme, so now I too dedicate these sources of my merit for all beings to perfect good actions. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Laura.